Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Super excited. Today I am going to be planning the week of February 7th in my memory planner, which is my Aura Estelle Cloud planner. I do have a full setup for this linked down in the description below, and these are my cross press inserts. This is the week before Valentine's Day, and I am going to be doing a Valentine's Day spread this week and next week. This one is going to be with this absolutely gorgeous kit from JKCreates Co called Love Always. I'm so obsessed with this kit. It's absolutely stunning. Rose gold foil, just like these full boxes are just so gorgeous. I had to have this as soon as I saw it, even though I already had a Valentine's Day kit. So we're doing 2 weeks of Valentine's Day spreads. I've mentioned this before, but I really love Valentine's Day as a planner season, even though I'm not super into the holiday in real life. Anyway, I also have a coupon code with her shop, which is Lindsay15, that you can use to get 15% off. And I have a freebie, which I will try and put a picture of on the screen, but you can leave my name in the notes to seller to get my freebie. It is foiled. These are the full boxes. Her kits have 5 pages. 4 are foiled, 1 is unfoiled. You get a little bit of deco, some foil stuff, some icons. This page, which I love this bottom washi. I think it is so cute. I'm very into it. And this is the unfoiled page, which has all of like your functional items, very practical. And then your sidebar page and your date covers. And then yeah, those are the 5 pages of the kit. I also have 4 sheets of the floral add-on, which she very kindly threw in. And I will be trying to bring a bunch of this to the spread, although I probably will not need all 4 sheets, so plenty of leftovers to give away in the D-stash, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull out these pages and jump in. So just as I put down the base of the spread, I just wanted to mention, if you regularly watch my Plan With Me's, or if you watch all of my Plan With Me's, you might notice that this is a little bit out of order. I skipped the week before this. I have already filmed that video, but I decided to move this Plan With Me up and post that one, which is a winter spread, after this one. I just wanted to be able to get one Valentine's Day memory spread up in February, and if I am running out of like dates for videos in February, so I decided to just do this one first, even though I planned sequentially and I'm like totally current in my memory planner. Just gonna post them out of order so that I can get the Valentine's Day spread up in February, because I don't know why, but that seems like something I really want to do right now. Anyway, I am just so obsessed with how this spread turns out. Like, not only is it my favorite spread of the year so far, but I think it might be one of my favorite spreads of all time. Something just about the kit and the way that this all comes together, and that I had like foil elements that matched the foiling in the kit. It just looks so cohesive and just really beautiful. And I love like the soft pinks with like the dark red. Just everything about this. So I'm putting down some of those foil elements that I have that match some of the foiling in the kit, which are like those heartstrings from JKCreates Co. Also, those were from a $2 Tuesday, and the pattern of those is mirrored on the bottom washi. And then I have like a bunch of other foil from other shops as well that I thought looked really nice with this. I used some stuff, I think mostly from Sadie Stickers and the Pretty Pink Co. to do that. If you ever need to know where a sticker is from, you can, let me know in the comments down below. And I do try and like link all the shops that I use. But if you're looking for like a specific sticker, you can let me know in the comments. Anyway, so for the date covers, I did like a couple different things. I did some with the header with the darker red to bring in a little bit extra of that color to the spread, and some with the florals from the kit, since I wanted to use up as many of the florals as I could, and some with like the bowstrung hearts on the ones that are like the low ones. And I think it looks so cute. And I love a little bit of white space that I left in between the bow hearts and the rest of it, although I am going to add like a little bit of florals to it. Anyway, I just really love how these date covers turned out, and just the whole spread in general. I really brought in a lot of the florals to this, and it just makes it look so romantic and nice. So I think I mentioned before, but as a holiday, I'm like really not into Valentine's Day at all. And we did not do anything for it or even like acknowledge it really in any way, except for that my dad's girlfriend had brought us some like sweet treats for the kids that were Valentine's Day themes, like a heart cookie and like a decorated cupcake and stuff. So we let them eat that. But other than that, we don't we don't really like do anything. And actually the kids don't even celebrate it at school because they go to a Jewish religious preschool. So they don't do Valentine's Day or Halloween or anything like that at the school, which is actually kind of nice because then you don't have to buy like all those little Valentines and stuff that just like end up in the trash anyways. And next year my oldest will be in public school, so I'm sure we'll have that for next year though. But anyway, since this is a Valentine's Day theme spread though, I thought, even though I'm not super into the holiday, I could just talk a little bit about my husband. I don't have any specific questions, but I can think of like what general ones would be. So I will say that my husband and I met in 2009. I had just graduated from college and we worked together, not like specifically together, but at the same company, and we met at work. And he was like a year out of school, and he had been there a little bit longer than I had. And we were both like living with our parents at the time, and we realized that our parents lived like super, super close together, even though it was like a little bit far from where work was. And we were like both kind of in the process of like looking for apartments. And we, to this day, we still debate who was into who first. So TBD on that. But we went from like, you know, just meeting or whatever to very, very seriously dating very quickly. And a year later, we decided to move in together. And then we got married a couple years after that. So we have been together for a really long time now, for almost 13 years, and married for almost 9. So yeah, just kind of been together for basically my entire adult life. But we didn't know each other like growing up or in high school or college or anything like that. We did meet once we were just both out, although we did grow up really close together, like a few townships apart, or a few high schools apart. And that was a big factor in our decision to move back to the Philadelphia area after living so many other places, because we wanted to be closer to family on both sides. But anyway, we did live a lot of places in between that. So when we were first dating, we were still in like the Philadelphia area, although pretty far out. And we lived a couple different places like around the Philadelphia and suburbs. And then we also moved to New York City briefly and lived there for a little while, and then in New Jersey, and then in Boston for a couple of years, and then out in Austin and Texas, and then before we finally came back here. And a lot of back and forth in between. Yeah, we've lived a lot of places together, and hopefully we'll not be moving again anytime soon. We are planning on just staying in our house now for a really long time. But yeah, that's just like a little bit, I guess, about how we met and where we lived. I'm just really not, in general, a romantic person. So this is like kind of difficult for me to talk about. And my husband's not either. We're very, very well suited for each other. And I was just thinking about like when we got married, we would have like these meetings with the rabbi, and they would like he would have to like try and get us to talk about like love and why we loved each other and all this stuff. And it was like pulling teeth. My husband and I were just like, oh, this is so awkward. But anyway, it works because it's both of us feel that way. We have like very similar philosophies on life and like really similar like long-term goals and that kind of stuff, which I think is really, really helpful for sustaining a marriage. We just kind of want the same things, and we work really well together as a team. We both like, you know, want the same outcomes, but we also have pretty complementary skill sets. Like he is really good at big picture stuff. He's really, really calm and like very even. And I am like really good at like, you know, making a list and executing it. So if he comes up with like a big picture idea, I can break it down and then like make sure everything gets done when it needs to get done. And we just, yeah, we have like complementary skill sets and just, I don't know, similar like life philosophies and all that kind of stuff. And just not like, I don't know. And we're both just like very practical people, and we both have like mathematically based degrees. It's just like a lot of like the way we think kind of works this, if not the same, but at least like well together, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about this because I am feeling very uncomfortable. So now I'm going to, which even though this was my idea, and I'm going to go into the day by day. So this was, like I said, the week before Valentine's Day. It was a fairly normal week in February. We almost made it through the full week of school with no extra days off. But on Thursday, school was actually ended up being closed because of a like water main issue. So it was just for one day, and they like had to shut off the plumbing at the, like they had to shut off water to the school to get everything fixed. So the kids were all home on Thursday instead of just the baby being home. But like all things considered, you know, a pretty good week. I did get a lot of stuff done, including finishing my cloud planner setup on Monday, which I was so excited about, and you probably saw it in the background. Actually, I think this is the first plan with me that you're seeing where I'm in the cloud planner. The one I was able to get that done for the week before this, so like my next plan with me, which will be the spread before this in my planner, also has the cloud planner as the background. But yeah, anyway, I'm really excited to have that done. And that's 2 out of my 3 planners that I wanted to get set up. So next month, I think I will be tackling the last of those planners, which is my Moxie Life Quarterly Companion Notebooks, which is a TN. And I am, again, just going to do like a pretty minimal setup in there, but I do want to get some decorations in there. Anyway, my husband also came home for lunch this day. I think he had just forgotten to take his lunch that he had packed. And other than that, I listened to like a bunch of podcasts because that's what I did when I was doing the cloud setup. I don't know. I can't really watch like YouTube stuff when I'm doing like planning in my planner or doing like setups or any like crafty stuff because I like look at the screen too much. So I typically will listen to like a lot of podcasts or sometimes to audiobooks, but I'm really, really particular about, I guess about both, but I find it very hard to find audiobooks that I can engage with because I just read so much faster than I can like listen to an audiobook. And if it's not like a good narrator or if it's like too complicated, I just lose interest in listening to it. But that being said, I actually was listening to an audiobook that I enjoyed during this week, and that was called Golden Voice by Phil Stamper, who's like a YA writer, and it was just like, it had like 4 different viewpoints of like the 4 characters, and they had a different narrator for each one, which made it like really easy to follow who was talking. And it was just like a very cute, quick listen, like very quick listen. It was not that long. And so I was able to listen to that and enjoy it. But anyway, on Monday, the other things I did was I had like a bath night, and I also just had to tidy up after finishing my cloud setup because there was stuff everywhere because doing a planner setup makes a huge mess. Anyway, on Tuesday, I just hung out with the baby. I did some reading, and then I had like a work phone call that was like really great and productive actually. So that was really nice. And I just like had this like weird anxious feeling for most of the day. I don't know like why exactly. And it wasn't like about anything specific or anything, but you're like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you do. Just like sometimes you feel weird and anxious about it. You know what? I'm sure it was like kind of related to the work stuff, and like the call helped with it a little, but like I've been trying to do like more social media stuff around my work, which is like not planner related at all. And I don't know why, because like I don't feel nervous about it for my planner at all, and I don't feel nervous like about the quality of my work or anything, but something about like trying to like engage with LinkedIn is just like so overwhelming to me and just makes me feel so nervous, and I have no idea why. So anyway, I think it was related to that. But anyway, we also had tacos for dinner on Tuesday, and I don't usually put my meals like in through the week, but I had space, and because it was Taco Tuesday, I decided to just go ahead and mark that. It was like a complete coincidence. I wasn't planning on having I don't like shoot to always have tacos on Tuesday. It just happened. So I decided to mark that. And then we watched some Reacher on TV that night, and I just grabbed like a much larger sticker than I usually would because I had a little bit of extra space, and I wanted to just fill up this space and not have to like bring in any washi or anything. I didn't actually use any Simply Gilded washi in this spread, but I did bring in like some more foil elements and the florals to kind of like fill in some empty spaces that I had. I just didn't I didn't write down a super ton this week. Some weeks, on some days I did, but like some weeks I write down like a lot of stuff, and some weeks a little bit less. And this was just kind of like I did like things during the day that took a lot longer. Like I spent a lot of Tuesday reading, and I didn't really work on a bunch of different things versus like some days, I'll spend an hour on this, an hour on that, and then I'll want to mark all of that in my planner, if that makes sense. So on Wednesday, I'm just marking down using this little French press coffee, which is also from JKCreates Co. And that sticker is actually on my freebie as well, that my husband did the carpool in the morning. So I just chilled out with some coffee, and the reason that he did it is I actually had a dermatologist appointment that was like out in a different direction, and it would have been like a really tight squeeze for me to drop the kids off and then go. So I just like hung out for a little while and then went to my dermatologist appointment, which I used like the skin creams to mark that I had from like a Cross by Towie sampler. Like, yeah, technically it was a doctor's appointment, and technically it was a medical appointment. I was just getting a skin check, but really I actually just wanted to check in like whatever, get my skin checked. But also I just wanted to like ask about if I had any options for like, I have like a little bit of rosacea on my cheeks, and I just wanted to see like what she would recommend for that, or what was available. But like, honestly, the answer was like lasers, and I'm not really sure I want to pay for it. So I'm just gonna, see what happens. It's just like got really bad this winter, but I feel like maybe it'll go away a little bit in the spring and the summer when it's not so dry. So anyway, I'm gonna wait before I decide to, commit to getting it lasered or anything like that, which is really expensive and not covered by insurance, obviously, because it's completely cosmetic. Anyway, I'm not like opposed to doing it in the long run. I just want to like wait and see a little bit longer and think about it, because it only like just got bad before it had been like not that bad at all. Anyway, other than that, I did some filming, I did some work. My dad stopped by, and then my husband actually ended up having to work pretty late that night. They had like a problem at work, and then we just watched some more Reacher. We really binged the whole show this week and finished it on Friday, and I just absolutely loved it. I feel like I'm not at all the target demo for it, but I just absolutely loved it anyway, so that's fine. Anyway, on Thursday, like I said, the kids did not have school because of a plumbing problem. And then because of that, I had like a deadline on Friday. So because of that, I woke up really early to write. Actually, no, I think my deadline was on Thursday. I woke up super early to write, and that's so that I could do like an hour and a half of writing before the kids were up for the day or had to like do activities or whatever, before my husband had to leave for work. And then I took them to the playground, and then my mom actually came over for a little around lunchtime, so I was able to like finish what I was working on, and we did like a bunch of house chores. I think I did like 6 loads of laundry that day. I guess I had let it back up a little. Usually I try and do it like 2 times a week, and I'll do like 2 loads at a time, but I also had like sheets and towels because from the cleaning people. So I guess actually I technically do it 3 times a week, 2 times a week for like clothes, and once a week for sheets and towels. But anyway, I did them all on the same day, so it was a lot. And then we got our takeout, which we usually do on Thursday nights, and watched some more Reacher. And we got Korean food this week, which we pretty much get like Korean every other week, and then something else on the alternate week. That'll change a little bit in the summer because like the Korean food is like so warming, I feel like. So we'll probably do that a little bit less frequently when it starts to get warm out, but we'll see. Who knows? Anyway, on Friday, my dad had one of his pre-surgery checks. By the way, thank you so much for all of the comments that you left on my last plan with me, where I talked a little bit about my dad's like heart stuff. It just really meant so much to me. So thank you so much for that. Everything is going super well so far, and he should be having surgery really soon. So hopefully everything continues to go well. Like I said before, the prognosis is really good, and we're feeling really positive about it. Anyway, I also did like a bunch of house admin stuff. I decided to go and get my nails done. I got a gel manicure, and it's actually the nails that I'm wearing in this. I hadn't gotten my nails done in a while, and I just was like feeling like I wanted to do a gels and not worry about it for a couple weeks. So I just did it. And then I did some reading. I listened to some more podcasts and audiobook stuff. And then I had like a big planning session. And I think I did... Was this the day that I went live on Instagram to plan? I don't know. Either that or I just planned for the week ahead regular. And then that night we finished Reacher on TV. So on Saturday, we had a coffee run, and then we went over to my dad's house to see him, and it was super, super nice out, and it's been like really cold. So we ended up having a double playground day. So in the morning, we went with everyone and like my dad and my mom and stuff, and we went over to a playground near where my dad lives and had a lot of fun there, although it was like super muddy, and I have one kid that just does not want to be muddy. But other than that, it was really fun. And then in the afternoon, I ended up taking the 2 big kids to meet up with some school friends at a different playground by us, and one that was on like that bouncy material. Do you know if you have kids, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like that bouncy material that they sometimes put under playgrounds instead of like mud or wood chips. Anyway, I love that stuff. And they had a really fun time, and we went to a playground that we had not been to before, because we were specifically looking for one that would not be muddy. And it honestly was the most crowded playground I've ever been to. The kids were having so much fun. There was like so many people there. It was such a gorgeous day, and it was really, really It was nice to see someone out of school have like a little play date. It was nice to be on a playground. It was so nice to be outside. And it was just a really, really nice day. And then that night we watched the Boba Fett finale on TV, which is like AKA the Mandalorian season 2.5. And yeah, we just watched it. It's like I said, I enjoy that show. It's not like great or anything, but I do enjoy it and just hung out and stuff. So we just watched that basically. And then on Sunday, my husband was going to my mother-in-law's house and I was just like, hey, do you mind if I just don't go? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So anyway, it's usually pretty chill when we go and I like absolutely love her, obviously. And I like going there a lot, but I was just like really just wanted to be alone for a little while and I decided to do that. Oh, this was the day that I went live on Instagram because I did mark that in here, which I'm not surprised out. It was the first time I ever did it. So I was like very nervous and excited for that. But anyway, more to come for sure. I thought it went better than I expected. Anyway, I did like some filming of my memory plan with me. I finished it and I went live on Instagram and set up my plans for next week. So just like a really good, fun planner stickering morning, and that was really nice that that my husband took all the kids to my mother-in-law's without me. And then in that afternoon, I started to feel like my back was really hurting, but it wasn't like the regular kind of hurting. And I like lifted up my shirt and I had just like this giant bruise on my back, and I have no idea where it came from. So that was fun. It's gone now and I feel much better, but like I have no idea what happened. And I just had like this random giant bruise that was like really, really excruciating. Anyway, my dad like stopped by on his way to a Super Bowl hangout in our area. So he just stopped by to like say hi, to see everyone. And then we watched the Super Bowl. The kids like stayed up for like 30 minutes of it because, you know, they still went to bed at like 7:30 and they don't care about football. But I did watch it. It's the first football game I've watched of the entire season. And I watched almost all of it. I went to bed a little bit before the end because I was just like, I don't have anything invested in this, but it was enjoyable to watch. I really like the commercials. Obviously, my favorite of like all of the commercials, at least of the ones that I saw, is the Uber Eats one, which has now been showing up on like my YouTube commercials all the time. And I swear I laugh out loud every time I see it. Every time I see Jennifer Coolidge go, "Can I eat this?" And I'm just like, if you know what I'm talking about, I just crack up every single time I see that. And I just thought that was such a clever commercial. I mean, there's always like a ton of clever commercials, but I just really, really, really love that one. And I also really, really loved the halftime show, like so nostalgic and just really like made me feel all of like the junior high vibes. Anyway, I just absolutely love this spread, and that is everything for this week. The last things that I'm going to do is go ahead and like write in my meals for the week, and then after I'm gonna add in a little bit more foil throughout the spread. I just had all these little hearts and I decided to bring some of them in. I haven't done that in a while, like adding in the little deco after. I haven't been doing that as much lately, but I just like love this spread so much so that I was like, okay, let's get a little bit of extra foil in there and make it like 100% super sparkly. Like I said, this is like one of my favorite spreads that I've ever done. I just absolutely love it. And I was thinking back of my favorite spread from last year, and I think I do really like the sort of more monochromatic kits like this, the like where it's like all kind of around one very specific color palette. I just think when it's on the page, it looks so nice. Okay, that is everything all finished up. I just absolutely love how this turns out. I think it looks so, so gorgeous. I'm so happy with it. This kit was so beautiful, and I just really do think I did it justice, if I do say so myself. I just absolutely love how this turns out. So let me show you what I have left from the kit. On the floral sheets, I used almost all of this one. I have two that I used about half of, and then one where I just stole one sticker off the bottom there. And then from the kit, I did forget that there was also deco in the kit, and I did use like all of the fancy boxes here and some of the layering items. I used most of the functionals, but I have a few left, one full box left, and then just like some sidebar and other stuff that I don't typically use left. But anyway, that is everything for this week. Don't forget, if you are shopping with JKCreates Co, to use my code Lindsay15 and to put my name in the notes to seller so that you can get my freebie. But that is everything. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at mycraftyplans to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!